Okay, I'm at work one day. Guess what happens? The phone rings. I answer it. Hello?
Let me get a boneless pizza with a 2 liter of Coke.
Fuck's sake. Costs money to play online now. £20 a year. And you know what that means? That means we need jobs. Luckily, I have one, as you probably already know. Unfortunately, and like I said before, I've had quite a few experiences in this place that I obviously have to share with you guys. Just how ludicrous it all is. Except for the boneless pizza one, that didn't actually happen. All the stories before, that was before I turned 18. Then, it just got worse. Let's go, shall we? So of course, when you're over 18, my work has decided you're old enough to use the grill, or serve alcohol, or just generally work 12-hour days. Let's start with the cooking, shall we? Usually on these cooking stands, there's you and one other person. One person to serve everyone, one person to cook everything. Simple stuff. Unfortunately, our work is the kind of place that happens to be understaffed from time to time. You know what that means? That means you get put on the stand by yourself, which is always a pain in the arse. Because you can't serve and cook at the same time, can you? And the thing is, if you don't serve, you get a lot of angry customers in a very long line that's going to take forever. If you don't cook, you're going to run out of food very quickly, and you're going to have angry customers again. So you have to somehow make it all happen. Somehow you have to be in two places at once. Now, the absolute worst scenario, of course, is when you're serving, the other guy is cooking the food, and then he goes on lunch and leaves it all still cooking. Then you get a really long queue coming in, and it's like you're locked there. You can't go and check on the food, and then it catches fire. And you're like, oh dear. That wasn't my fault. Nothing burned down, trust me. But it was quite distressing at the time. Of course, again, there's stuff that's on the menu that's also not on the menu, if you get what I mean. Sometimes we offer cheese with our food, but most of the time we just don't have cheese, unfortunately. Oh, you remember the refillable cups from last time? Well, yeah, these cooking stands, they don't do that, because there's not a Coke tower machine. But of course, we still get lots of people coming in, asking for a refill, and then getting all hissy when we don't give it to them, even though we have literally nothing that we can put in there. Okay, so in addition to the cooking stands, we also have, or at least we had an alcohol stand. And trust me, it was the worst stand you could possibly work on. We served two things, Budweiser or Stella cider. Okay, simple stuff. And of course, just like every other drink, we have a limited supply. We have metal kegs. They are extremely heavy. Actually, attaching it to the pump is literally impossible because you literally have to push it down and pull it up at the same time. How? How the hell are you supposed to do that? And then even if it is attached, most of it's just coming out as bubbles. And to add on to all of that, there is no shade where you are. So I'm standing in the sun all day and I'm getting sunburnt. It's just brilliant. You know, I said before, in these kinds of jobs, it's the customers are the problem. Well, they still are, yeah. But what's worse is when the customers try and make jokes. While I was on the alcohol stand, I'm serving them, and one guy makes the absolutely hilarious joke, I bet you give good head. God, that was just so funny. Like, I literally couldn't laugh because of how funny it was. It's amazing. And you know what was worse? He then said it 5 more times. I don't know why. I guess it was just that funny. That funny that you had to say it so many times. Alright, so since last video, which was a year ago, we've had quite a few changes. First of all, the prices have gone up a considerable amount. People get really annoyed at me as if I'm the one deciding the prices. Again, the whole discount thing still doesn't work, and there's still people who haven't caught on to that fact. Also, we've started to make the transition to card payments only. And of course, people who bring their cash, they're not too happy about that. which is understandable. Sometimes there's a really long queue, you're queuing up with your 20 quid, and then you find out you have to pay with card, and how it's all our fault, even though we actually have 5 signs up saying card payments only, and they somehow still missed it. Okay, so what I said about 12-hour days, well, I wasn't kidding, unfortunately. Sometimes they'll send you over to a restaurant to help out for their dinner service, even though you've just worked the whole day as well. Luckily, I've found a way to cheat the system here a bit. If you start really early in the morning, they won't send you. Of course, that does mean a lot of early starts, but come on, it's better than working in the bloody restaurants. Oh boy, I haven't even got to the absolute worst part of my job currently. Pasta factory. Once again, it's an 18+ stand. Any pasta that you didn't sell, you have to throw in the bin, which would be okay if the bin wasn't at risk of splitting open and spilling all the pasta everywhere. And cleaning all the stuff isn't exactly straightforward. Like with most other stands, you literally get some cleaning fluid, get some towels, spray, wipe, it's clean. The pasta stuff, you have to take it to pot wash. Where's the pot wash? In the bloody restaurants, that's where. And of course, the managers don't like you using the pot wash. Even though, well, we kind of have to, because we haven't got a pot wash of our own. And this is basically what we were told to use. Also, the pasta equipment is fucking really dangerous. Look at this, look. I don't know if look at this. See this? This is where I burned myself. And I was touching it for 2 seconds, and that happened. But you know why Pasta Factory sucks so much? Because I work there most of the time. I swear I'm guaranteed to work there at least once every week. Where did I work yesterday? Pasta. Where am I working today? Pasta. What have I got for dinner tonight? Pasta. You know, I have a lot of co-workers. Some of them, they're pretty alright. Others, not so much. Some of them, you actually question if they might have actually been born yesterday. Probably the most infamous one was this guy who literally just stood there, didn't even do anything. This guy, he was working on a hot dog stand. The guy who he was working with asked him if he could make the hot dogs. And he just went over to the bain-marie, looked in and stared at the hot dogs. By the end of the day, everyone knew exactly who he was, and he wasn't around for long. Okay, well with that, this video is now over. Thanks for watching, guys, and I've got a special message for you. If you have worked in customer service, then well done. You have to put up with so much shit, but you still soldier on, don't you? And that's why I think that everyone in the world should have a mandatory work in customer service. So that way everyone would see what it's like, and hopefully everyone would be understanding.